Morning from Canada. Yesterday was an interesting day. Still thinking about the impact Canada is making on the IT world, information technology. My name is Gautham Kolluri. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and founder director of CIP Study Abroad. I previously worked in Conestoga College and Mohawk College as the International Students Recruitment Officer. Welcome to our daily live QA sessions. Zoom is active from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Toronto time. For all your queries, please feel to join, and CIP students, you can join afternoon. So just a quick update. I was just checking in. There's an update from from IRCC. Canada announces first ever express entry invitations for skilled newcomers with STEM experience. So this is the targeted draw, which has been in discussion and has been announced. So here today, Honorable Professor Philippe Champagne, Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, on behalf of Honorable Minister Sean Fraser, announced the first HIM round for the category-based selection will be on the July 5th. So this focus on candidates with STEM expertise, including data scientists, software developers and programs, mathematicians, statisticians, saturations, electrical and electronic engineers will help Canada's science and technology sector. So, interesting times in Canada. There's a new tech talent attraction strategy, which was unveiled yesterday and today. There's also this interesting strategy, regarding the targeted draws, and also an update coming up for the healthcare as well. So interesting, very interesting times for Canada here. So yesterday we also, discussed about the new program. So this is basically what was announced at the Collision conference yesterday. So interestingly, this is going to change the entire immigration system, especially for IT professionals. There's so many opportunities, and I hope the Canadian market will grow. What Canada is trying to do is they are trying to compete with the US for the IT industry, for employees to come in here, for employees to come here. But Canada has relatively, compared to the US, it is, a lower industry. IT industry is not as huge as in the US. So impact might be on the jobs initially, but on the long term, what the government is trying to do is to bring in more employees from the US, from around the globe, to set up offices and making the pathway. One of the biggest challenges for all IT workers, especially who are based in the US, is the H-1B program and the limitations. So IRCC is trying to take advantage and pull in all the employees. So initially, I would probably see an explosion of IT professionals in Canada. But given that there are qualified and skilled professionals, maybe companies will follow. So in the recent consultations with the tech industry stakeholders, we have heard that labor shortages are persistent in key occupations, and broadening Canada's talent base in the sector should continue to be the goal. So with this in mind, the Government of Canada is planning to launch a new innovation stream of international mobility program by the end of 2023. This means that IRCC will create a new exemption from the labor market impact assessment process to help grow high growth employers and talented workers in support of Canada's innovation priorities and high-tech industry. So this is big, right? Basically, what it means that there will be a work permit process, a new stream where IT workers and employers will be able to work in Canada on a 5-year work permit, up to 5 years without LMIA. So it will be employer-specific work permits, and it will be open work permits also for highly skilled workers in high demand occupations. So this is a big update. And obviously, as we discussed yesterday, promoting Canada as a destination for digital nomads, and big impact is this US, right? Thousands of workers in high-tech fields are employed in the US. So 10,000 visas are being issued to the H-1B workers. So big time changes coming to Canada, and also I think this is going to impact the whole IT industry in North America and across the world. So that was just a short update. So we'll go on with our daily Zoom session. So kindly request all the people who have joined the Zoom meeting to post a short message, your name and the city you are from, and I will follow the order of the messages posted. Okay. So yeah, Sadeep, who were you talking to?
Akansha.
Akansha. Hello, Akansha.
Yeah, hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Is this Akansha from Durham College or a different Akansha?
I'm Sharon's sister, sir.
You are
Constable.
Sharon's sister. Okay, okay. We have
Yeah.
about, I think, 5 or 6 Akanshas.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sharon recently, I think you have another cousin also who's come here, right? In Conestoga.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Yeah, tell me.
So, sir, I'm in confusion with the 20-hour working hours or 40-hour working hours. I don't know, and I fall into which category.
Yeah, it's always confusing with the updates.
Yeah.
IRCC yesterday, one of my other students, Kiru, was also asking me. So this is basically, what IRCC. So if in your, probably this is your case, right? If you have applied for study permit extension after October 7th, 2022.
Yes.
So you can work more than 20 hours per week off campus until your current study expires, right? Current study permit expires. If it doesn't really make sense, it is so confusing, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you already
So in my
applied.
case, I have applied for my study permit extension in the month of November 2022.
Yes. So
And it
what
got
it says is, yeah, so you got approval, it says extension, and then it's IRCC states your current permit expires. Okay.
Yeah.
You can more if your current permit expires, you're a study permit holder at a DLI. That's a standard. Your current study permit expires between November 15th and December 21, 2023. Okay. But your current work permit was expiring, and that is the reason you applied for extension. So in addition, to being in Canada, you must have one of the following conditions printed: may work 20 hours per week off campus or full-time during regular days, and may accept on campus. So this, what it says is basically like, it's such a confusing. And here, if you approve your study permit extension application before your original study permit expires.
Yeah. So I did it that way, sir, because my study permit was getting expired in April, but I got approval in February itself.
Yes. So in this situation, if we approve your study permit application before your original permit expires, your study permit expires in 2023, you can work off campus until it expires. If your study permit expires, you can work over 24 or until December 23. So like confusing, but what implies is, you can work, but again, IRCC is giving. So today, one of our students, Kiru, he contacted IRCC and 3 times. So 2 people said, yes, you can work. 1 person said you cannot work.
Oh.
But again, if we look into this, if we approve, so in your situation, you have a study permit extension application approved before your original study permit expired, right?
Yeah.
This is your case.
Sir.
That's the third line from the bottom. And if your study permit expires in 2023, you can work until it expires. That's fine. If your original, so this is confusing part. If your original study permit expires in expired 20, but personally, it's a word juggle here, but do call IRCC. I think that all students who have received an extension should be eligible, but just for the second opinion, please do call IRCC and check with them.
Okay. What would be your advice, sir? Like I would call IRCC, but still, what would be your advice?
So what it says is if we approve your study permit extension application before your original study permit expires, you can work. So until December 31, you should be able to expire. So you should be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, sir.
At Minova about 4 years ago as a administrative
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the people who have applied after applied in the month of December last year, 2022 December, are they eligible to work for 40 hours?
Sorry.
The persons who have applied in the month of December for the May intake, May 2023 intake.
So any extensions, anybody, see, if you look into this statement here, right? What it says is, so not this one, but any extensions, I previously showed you the screen, any extensions which have been applied before the current work permit expires, they should generally be approved. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So
Thank
Deepti, I think who is next?
Hi.
Akarsha and then Navjot from Delhi, and then after that Deepti. Deepti, yes, please. If you don't mind, let me talk to Navjot. Yes, please, Navjot.
Hi, Gautham and team. Gautham, I am 39 years old and I was in Canada in 2012. I studied at Mohawk. I worked for 1.5 years at a liquor store as a supervisor. Then I came back to India, worked for various companies such as Bank of America, etc. Now I want to come back to Canada. I want to settle down in Canada. But you know, when I was
where are you from, Navjot?
I'm from New Delhi.
New Delhi. What is your current job?
I right now I'm not working. However, I resigned on June 9th of this month. So I was working as a consultant. So my job was basically, I was into market research. I was doing secondary research, competitive analysis, etc. So basically that was my profile, and I have worked for companies like Bank of America, Genpact.
What was your salary?
My salary was, my package was around 21 lakhs last month.
So you already had your postgraduate work permit, right?
I had. That was in 2000. It was in 2012.
Yeah. So the only option up is to look into some PNP programs, maybe Saskatchewan, which does not require, an employer. But other than that, other PNP programs will require an employer. Are you married? Do you have children, family?
I am married. I was just thinking of, I was going through, the way I got connected to you is that I was going through Pathways to Canada link, and then I, in the bottom, towards the bottom, I saw this link. So if I come here as a student visa, so would it be possible?
The problem is, postgraduate work permit, Navjot, is only issued once in a lifetime.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't make sense. Maybe your spouse can come. If she has good academics, if she has good work experience and she wants to upgrade her skills, and Canada is giving an official pathway, so maybe that might be an option. But other than that, it is going to be a bit of a pain.
Right. Unfortunately, my wife is not a graduate, and she does not have a good academic record.
So look into SIMP. That is something which might actually help in, but very small program, but still that is where, you don't require a job offer.
Right. Gautam, that's completely fine. So the only concern I had was, I was thinking of, now you have clarified the fact that I cannot, the postgraduate certificate.
Yeah, it is only, post-graduation work permit is only once in a lifetime.
Thank you for being here, actually.
Yeah, so
to give me the.
So unfortunately, not really an option.
Sure. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome, Andrea. Take care.
Yeah.
Deepti, yes, please.
Hi. So I am. We are a service-based company in India. We provide services for in semiconductor industry. Basically, one of our employees has applied for a PR, and I think his points are about 472. As far as I understand, from my understanding, if there is a work permit, I heard that the points will be increased. He has about 6 years of experience. He is single.
Okay,
I
Deepti, there's an
also-
important announcement. If you don't mind, please, can you just hold
Sure.
on? Okay.
Very first day on the
So,
job.
Minister Sean
Le
Fraser
Canadien
here for
accorde
the
avec raison
healthcare
beaucoup
announcement.
d'importance à notre système de soins de santé, mais celui-ci a subi d'importantes pressions. Des salles d'urgence qui débordent et des temps pour chirurgie importantes sont de réalité très courantes. Même si nous n'avons pas été personnellement affectés par la pression dans le système de soins de santé, nous connaissons tout quelqu'un qui l'a été. Et les répercussions ne sont pas vécues seulement par les patients. Les travailleurs de la santé se mènent et ressentent aussi très profondément les tensions et le stress. Notre système de soins de santé est très complexe et la solution n'est pas simple. Une chose est cependant certaine, nous avons besoin d'un plus grand nombre de travailleurs de la santé. Folks, let me just get underway here by saying that we're going to bring more healthcare workers into this country. The reality is we know that health occupations have been suffering from severe labor shortages in recent years. You don't have to pore over the data that we can readily access with Health Canada or with provincial systems to understand. Talk to anybody in a community who's been dealing with delays in the healthcare system. Talk to the healthcare workers who are under severe stress. Talk to the people who are standing here who are now helping process thousands of applications for people who want to come and practice here in Nova Scotia. We are going to do something dramatically different in terms of how we're going to run the immigration system to address some of these needs. For those of you who aren't familiar with how the Federal Express Entry System operates, which is our flagship immigration program to attract workers for economic reasons to Canada, historically it has assigned people a score based on a range of factors, whether it's your age, your level of education, your work experience, and a number of other factors that will assign you a score at the end of your application process. The system historically has taken the highest scoring people regardless of which sector that they work in. I was joined about a month ago on Parliament Hill with my colleague Jean-Yves Duclos to announce a change to that process, that we would be targeting 5 key sectors that were suffering from severe labor shortages. Those sectors included health, the STEM professions, agriculture, transportation, and the skilled trades. But the first sector that's going to benefit from this new process is healthcare. And today we are going to be launching the first round of invitations to apply through this category-based model. Today we're going to be issuing 500 invitations across Canada to apply, and within about a week there will be 1,500 more. The reality is that this new process is going to allow us to, we expect, double the number of healthcare workers that will come through the Federal Express Entry System as soon as this year. This is a big change in the way that we're going to attract healthcare workers to this country. For those who don't know how important immigration is to attracting healthcare workers to Canada, between 2017 and 2022, we've welcomed over 21,000 healthcare workers to Canada. But we can do more, and with this new tool, we are going to do more. The reality is, when you knock on doorsteps during an election campaign or where you take meetings in a constituency office, you're going to hear in Nova Scotia and in many communities across this country that healthcare is the #1 concern for so many families. And I can tell you, although it might be traditionally thought of as an area for provincial governments to act, because it is provincial responsibility under the Constitution of Canada, nobody sitting across the table from you wants to hear that it's not your problem, it's someone else's to solve. The reality is there's things we can do, there's things that we are going to do as a federal government, and we're willing to pull every lever that's at our disposal. I won't spoil some of the announcements that I'm sure Jean-Yves will want to highlight. Suffice it to say that we are making record transfers to provincial healthcare systems. We are doing what we can to leverage immigration tools, not only with today's announcement, but previously making changes that allowed physicians to take part in the express entry system who previously couldn't if they had a fee-for-service arrangement because it wasn't open to self-employed people. That's a change that we made last April. We're also making great strides on foreign credential recognition, like the $115 million that was included in the 2021 federal budget. We're also making changes to the way we forgive student loans for people who provide primary care in rural communities. And of course, with today's news, we're going to be welcoming thousands of additional healthcare workers in this country. C'est un grand plaisir d'être ici pour une bonne annonce. C'est un plaisir aussi pour présenter mon ami, l'honorable collègue Jean-Yves Duclos, le ministre de Santé pour Canada. Jean-Yves, it's wonderful to have you here. I'd invite you to come offer some thoughts on today's important announcement that's going to strengthen the public health care system in this country.
Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sean and Lena. It's great to be here in the beautiful city of Halifax, in beautiful Nova Scotia, to make a critical announcement demonstrating, as Sean just said, our joint commitment to collaborate with provinces and territories, especially with Nova Scotia, to improve healthcare by improving our immigration system. I'd first like to give a special mention to Lena, who, as many of you would know, was once immigration minister in Nova Scotia, where she too led the charge in so many ways to help create better pathways to immigration for new Canadians. In 2018, she launched the physician immigration stream and led a team to the UK and Ireland to recruit more family doctors for Nova Scotians. Since joining our federal team, her experience continues to help guide our progress on crucial steps to grow our health workforce, such as what's been announced here today. Lena is also being recognized today by Mount St. Vincent University, where her name will appear on the Riva Spatz Women's Wall of Honor for her commitment to advocacy and the advancement of women everywhere. Thank you for your remarkable work, Lena, for your leadership and partnership. I also want to acknowledge the presence of my dear friends and our dear parliamentary colleagues, Darren Fisher, Member of Parliament for Dartmouth, Cole Harbour, and Darrell Sanson, député de la merveilleuse circonscription de Sackville, Preston-Chesapeake, who represent the strong voices of their constituents in Ottawa. Thank you also to Sue Smith, CEO and Registrar of the Nova Scotia College of Nursing, who are our hosts today. And welcome to the seniors, health workers, and community partners also joining us. Thank you for everything you do. Comme l'a mentionné le ministre Sean Fraser, la première ronde d'invitation pour la catégorie des soins de santé est en cours. C'est une excellente nouvelle pour les patients, les travailleurs de la santé et toutes les Canadiennes et tous les Canadiens. It's no secret that Canada's healthcare system is under enormous strain, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Canadians are rightly concerned, and so are we. As Minister of Health, I can tell you that in no sector is a labor shortage more prominent than in the healthcare sector. Celles et ceux qui restent craignent qu'on leur impose un fardeau supplémentaire. Le nombre total de postes vacants dans les professions de la santé a plus que quadruplé au cours des 7 dernières années. According to RBC, Canada will be short of 44,000 physicians by 2028. About 70% of those will be family doctors, who are usually the first to provide care, treat, and diagnose Canadians. And when it comes to nurses, an analysis conducted in 2018 anticipated a shortage of more than 100,000 by the year 2030. And that was before the pandemic. We know that this is a challenge that will persist unless we take action. So let's now turn to solutions. Last February, we announced a working together plan with provinces and territories, which will deliver a 10-year historic additional investment of nearly $200 billion to improve health care for all Canadians. It's a collaborative plan with the provinces and territories, rooted in our shared health priorities to ensure Canadians get the care they need, such as expanding access to family health services, especially in rural and remote areas, supporting health workers and reducing surgical backlogs, increasing support for mental health and substance use, especially for younger Canadians, and a better use of and better access to health data, and that's because data saves lives. Since that announcement, we have reached agreements in principles with most provinces and territories, and we're continuing to work together on the next steps of this plan. A key common priority is to support the retention, the training, and the recruitment of health workers, as well as to streamline the recognition of credentials for those trained in other jurisdictions or abroad. Indeed, one way to support the health workforce is through immigration, and the Canadian government is here to help. As Minister Fraser said, recent changes made to the express entry category-based selection allow Canada to welcome people who have the skills we need to fill worker and specific worker shortages. Prospective permanent residents with work experience in healthcare will be invited to apply. This will facilitate, fast-track, and streamline their permanent residency application. Les changements apportés à la sélection par catégorie d'entrée express faciliteront le recrutement de davantage de travailleurs de la santé au Canada, y compris davantage de nouveaux arrivants francophones. Tout le monde va y gagner. Les patients au Canada sont gagnants parce qu'ils pourront compter sur les compétences des travailleurs de la santé qualifiés dont nous avons désespérément besoin. Quant aux nouveaux arrivants spécialisés dans les soins de santé, ils bénéficieront d'une voie d'accès rapide et simple supplémentaire à la résidence permanente. Bien entendu, nous devons nous assurer que ces travailleurs de la santé soient en mesure d'exercer leur profession dès leur arrivée au Canada. Par conséquent, nous collaborons avec les provinces, les territoires et d'autres partenaires comme le Collège de la Nouvelle-Écosse pour accélérer la reconnaissance des diplômes étrangers des professionnels de la santé formés à l'étranger. We are therefore working with provinces and territories and other important partners like the College to streamline the recognition of the credentials for internationally educated health professionals. Over the last few weeks, we have seen very good progress to make sure that when newcomers trained abroad arrive in Canada, their skills are quickly recognized so they can start working quickly at the service of patients who are in such great need of care. Our host today, the Nova Scotia's College of Nursing, has shown great leadership on that front by recently announcing a first-in-Canada licensure process for nurses coming to the province from 7 different countries. And I think that deserves a big hand of applause. This initiative, led by the College, has reduced administrative requirements and decreased licensing time, making it easier for internationally educated nurses to practice in Nova Scotia while maintaining strong standards for licenses. I want to congratulate again Sue and her team on this progress and showing what we can be doing together when we work together. I know this initiative would not have been possible without the strong support and leadership of the province of Nova Scotia. At the same time, we have also agreed to improve labor mobility, starting with multi-jurisdictional credential recognition for key health professionals. This will allow well-trained healthcare professionals, like doctors and nurses, to go where patients need them most in any province or territory in the country. In that regard, let me also congratulate Nova Scotia for its leadership in setting up the Atlantic Physician Registry, again a first-in-Canada interprovincial licensure plan. Ces efforts viennent étayer d'autres mesures visant à renforcer le système de santé canadien et appuyer nos travailleurs de la santé, tels que l'exonération de remboursement des prêts étudiants pour les médecins et le personnel infirmier qui travaillent dans les communautés rurales et éloignées. In conclusion, we know that over the course of the past few years, our healthcare sector has been hit extremely hard. We also know that it is not just a labor shortage today that we need to be concerned with, it's a skills shortage for the next generation as we continue to experience an aging population of citizens and an aging population of workers. We need to bring workers who have the needed and necessary skills to provide care for an aging population. With today's announcement, we are opening the door to welcome more of these in-demand qualified health workers. From personal support workers to orderlies to nurses and so many more, these highly trained health workers will help care for Canadians and keep our healthcare system working. By doing so, we can help ensure that everyone in Canada has access to high-quality, accessible healthcare, no matter who they are, where they live, or their ability to pay. Thank you, merci. And with that, I will gladly and happily turn to Sue Smith, CEO and Registrar of the Nova Scotia College of Nursing.
Merci. Thank you, Minister Duclos. On behalf of our awesome staff, welcome. Welcome to our home, the Nova Scotia College of Nursing. It's my pleasure to be with you this morning for such an important announcement. And it's so important for the country and for those individuals who are seeking to make Canada their home. Immigration has always played an important role in the history of this country, and the Government of Canada's announcement this morning is further testament to that importance. As we all know, addressing the healthcare staffing crisis requires all healthcare system players and innovative solutions. This is why we're pleased with the government's announcement about the new approach to immigration in Canada. As the Nova Scotia College of Nursing, it is our role to regulate all nurses in Nova Scotia on behalf of the public interest first and foremost. One way we do this is to ensure that those who qualify to practice demonstrate that they're safe, competent, and qualified.
Yeah, so guys, that was interesting. So, so IRCC is going to issue, if I understand correctly, today they will be, 500 ITAs will be sent to healthcare workers under the targeted draw, and another 1,500 next week. So what is going to happen with the regular express entry? Let's wait and see for these interesting times. So getting back to Deepti, is this regarding you or your colleague? Yeah, let me unmute you. Sorry, just didn't want. Yes, please. You can unmute now.
Yeah, so this is regarding my colleague. I am
So
on
why?
behalf of
Yeah,
the company.
So can he come and join and talk in the Zoom?
I have to check if he is available right now or not.
Yeah.
But what I can do is I will have him talk to you if that you think is a better idea. So I am here to talk not about his PR, but regarding his work permit. We are trying
Again, please,
go
can
ahead.
you? So by law, as a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, I am only authorized to talk to the person. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I will.
Yeah, general rule for work permit. So here there are some interesting changes coming in for the immigration perspective, but from the work permit, right? For all the people out there who are thinking to come to Canada on a work permit who are non-IT people, right? They might be, and every country should provide the work opportunities primarily to its residents, citizens, permanent residents here in Canada. That is the priority, right? So if an employer wants to bring people from overseas on a work permit, it is called closed work permit, just like H-1B in the US, right? In Canada, it's called closed work permit, foreign skilled worker program. So the government, the employer has to meet the requirements. One, the company has to have at least $1 million in revenue. The company should have at least 5 full-time people, Canadians or permanent residents working. Second, the employer has to advertise in Canada. It is called LMIA, labor marketing, and get a document which is called approval document, which is called LMIA. Okay. So on the basis of a positive LMIA, then the applicant can apply for a work permit. So LMIA will be, the employer has to apply through a government organization called Employment and Social Development Canada, ESDC, for the LMIA. And the employer has to prove that they have interviewed all the local candidates in Canada and they were unable to find any qualified candidates. They have to provide the advertisements, what they have provided here in job boards. They have to provide interview summary.
Okay.
And only if there is a positive LMIA, then the applicant can apply for a closed work permit visa.
Okay. I understood. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what happens, Deepthi, in India? There are so many scammers. By law, only a regulated Canadian immigration consultant or an immigration lawyer can provide services. But in India, it has become such a nonsense. 20,000 plus people are working. Second, in general, Canadian immigration and all the process is on the website, canada.ca website or the provincial website. It's a very transparent process. You
Right.
don't really need an immigration lawyer or an immigration consultant to go through the process. But again, yes, this is the first time you guys are moving. There's so much of confusion out there. It will take hours and hours. And also, attention to details are very important. One mistake can mess up the application. So from that perspective, it makes sense if there is a legally licensed lawyer or an immigration consultant to go through, but not all the scam consultants based in India who are not even Canadians, not even Canadian lawyers or immigration consultants and providing these services. So getting back to the work permit, this is the process. So it is not easy. The government has a shortage of occupation. They are like most countries, there are shortage of occupations for healthcare workers and skilled trades. We have a huge shortage, unfortunately, not for the white collar jobs, but for skilled trades, construction workers, truck drivers, welders, those kind of jobs, huge opportunities. But for for others, it is limited.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, where are you from, Deepthi? Kasha?
I am from Hyderabad.
You're from Hyderabad. Yeah. So please explain this to your colleague, and if he has any questions, 9 to 12, I give free consultation every day.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Deepthi. Take care. Yeah, Abhi Chauhan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Abhi.
Sir, actually, my concern is regarding to my study visa.
Okay.
Actually, I got refusal total 5 times.
So normally, what happens with the study visa, right? So what are the criteria visa officers usually look into for study visa? First, you have academics, right?
Yes, sir.
So academics, especially minimum is 60%, especially in core subjects.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second, no backlogs. Third, minimum backlogs. Third, you have good IELTS score, right? And if you're an adult student, remember, the older the person, higher is the risk of refusal.
Okay.
Okay. So then consistent work experience, and very critical, choosing a program which is relevant to your education. So if you usually refusal is when you have low academics, when your English is full, and very rarely some people go for non-SDS, they only pay one semester tuition fees or they don't pay GIC. That is also a very high risk of refusal. So what is your Abhi, aapka?
Yes, sir, my overall bachelor's degree score is 6.2. Okay.
Backlogs?
And no, sir, 0 backlogs.
6.2, no backlogs. And what is your age?
My age is 23, sir.
Your age is
And
23.
yes, sir. And my IELTS score is 6.5, not less than 6.
Okay. And when did you, what is your bachelor stream in percentage? Bachelor stream,
Sir,
sorry.
actually, I had applied for the Canada study visa after 12 once, and then I got rejected. After that, I completed my bachelor's in India from the MS University itself. Okay, in the BSc Physics, bachelor's in Physics, sir. Then again, I gave IELTS and scored 6.5, not less than 6. But that time I couldn't find a relevant course.
See, the problem is, beta, you have studied physics. So,
yes, sir.
And also 3 years. See, most of the physics, natural sciences mein jo bhi hai, you only have university master's courses and they don't accept 3 years. So it's a very, tough choice. There is nothing you have basically to apply for your study visa. So that is the, so what did you apply for? Which program was your last?
Sir, after bachelor, I applied for the project management in Georgian College.
See,
Then
project management, it is not relevant to your education, it is not relevant to your work experience. You don't have any work
okay,
experience, so not really a good option. It was a lottery.
and then again, sir, for continuous 3 times, same course, same college. The course was the Big Data Analytics in Lambton College.
Again, you don't have any work experience.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
sir, what should I
wrong
do now?
choice. See, sometimes you will have to plan things properly, right? So, see, these things, it's very important that you educate yourself and have a good consultant helping you, and then just doing this 5 times, 3 times for a program which is not relevant. Beta, ये तो गलत है ना? आप कहाँ से हो
Yes,
अभी?
sir. सर मैं वडोदरा सर गुजरात.
बड़ौदा से हो आप. See, फर्स्ट टाइम जब आपका रिफ्यूजल हुआ, then you should have thought कि हाँ मुझे आगे जाके क्या करना है. अगर कनाडा का प्लान है तो then you should have gone for another course instead of BSc physics. क्योंकि
सर
choices है ही
एक्चुअली
नहीं.
भाई सर उसमें सीन मतलब मेरा ऐसा हुआ कि आफ्टर 12th मैंने जब मेरा प्रोसेस किया तो ऑलमोस्ट 1 ईयर का गैप हो गया. मतलब बैचलर स्टार्ट
Yeah,
करने
very.
में.
So what I suggest you, beta, Abhi, is one, get a proper job. Okay. Get a
Okay.
job and then choose a program after 1 to 2 years of work experience. Choose a program which is based on your work experience.
Okay, okay, sir. So right now, sir, I don't have any options for apply for Canada study visa.
Again, do you have any work experience? But you always have
No,
options.
sir.
So
No,
that is
sir.
what I'm
I don't have.
saying. Agar see आपको lottery खेलना है तो you keep on applying, right? Might work
Yes,
out.
sir.
But what I'm saying is, it's not just about applying. It also has to be relevant. So from the study visa perspective, if your academics are good, the next thing what visa officers will do is the right choice of program. The proposed program of study should be relevant to your education, or if you are a graduate, it should be relevant
Yes, sir.
to your work experience. In your situation, you have none,
Yes, sir.
right? So from that perspective, make sure that you get some work experience and choose a program which is relevant and which has a proper pathway where you can explain, right? But not in this situation, unfortunately. You just kept on playing lottery. Aapko, I don't know who your consultant was, but there was absolutely not necessary to go for 3 times.
Right, sir.
Okay, because see, the more
Yes,
refusals you have, it makes things more complicated.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so well,
And
I
sir,
wish you good
another
luck.
thing
May
is,
aapko, I will give you, just give me a second. I'll give you a Gujarat group. Be in touch. Okay, and
yes,
be in
sir.
touch with the team, and we'll take it forward from there. So this is our Gujarat group. There are almost about 500 people here. We have 2 offices in Gujarat, but we are a virtual platform. We have students studying from, from probably every city in India.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, I had a talk with Adiba ma'am from the Ahmedabad CIP consultant, and she suggested me to talk with you and.
Sure, better. See, you don't have any relevant work experience in BSc physics. Very difficult.
Right, sir.
So
And
get
sir,
some work
another thing
experience,
is,
1 or 2 years, and then take it.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
please.
Another thing is that मतलब BSc फिजिक्स पे यहाँ पे कोई रेलेवेंट जॉब भी सर मिलना मतलब बहुत मुश्किल है जहाँ पे
Doesn't
मैंने
matter. It
apply
has to be.
किया.
It does not have to be BSc physics.
Okay, sir. So sir,
Any job.
from the month of January, I have been working in a मतलब I mean call center, BPO center. So I don't think so it is relevant to my.
You can work for 1 or 2 years in a call center or any marketing executive, and you can go for any business program or an MBA program.
So sir, can I do a one thing that मैं एक साल का यहाँ पे कोर्स करूँ या तो फिर 6 months का कोई भी कोर्स करके.
Work experience, beta. Enough of studying. Get work experience.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Okay,
there
sir.
is
No
nothing
problem,
which is
sir.
going to help you, but work experience is important. Because if you study another master's, you will already be overqualified.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then good luck. Take care. Yeah,
Thank you so
bye.
much, sir.
You're welcome, Abhi. Take care. Mehak,
Good evening, sir.
good evening, Mehak. Good morning. From
Uh,
our one.
Good evening from India.
Sure, sure. Tell me, please.
Sir, I have a question to ask. I want to clarify actually something. I have started my study visa application in TWU, Trinity Western University, and the course is MA in Education Leadership. I applied during the marathon, which was the last marathon, 5th June.
Okay.
And I received the offer letter from them. I have
Okay.
paid the fees for first year.
Okay.
And now actually I want to clear one thing. I have started the now it is the next step. I am towards the visa application. I want to confirm
So
I have a
where are you
spouse and
from,
children
Mehak?
with me. I have a spouse and children with me. Can
Mehak,
I
where are you from?
ma'am, I am sir, I am from Punjab.
You're from Punjab, and who's your, are you applying through CIP?
Yeah, sir. Stinder Pal sir.
Satinder. So Mehak, बेटी पंजाब में कहाँ से हुआ?
Sorry sir.
पंजाब में कहाँ से हुआ?
Sir, Kapurthala.
Kapurthala. Okay. So when you see many years ago, Betty, I came together with my wife and my kids.
Okay.
Okay. I was 38 when I applied for my study visa. I'm 49 this year.
Okay.
So we have many people approved with families, but it is a very high risk of refusal. You are playing a lottery. Whoever tells you Punjab mein bahut nautanki hota hai, there's so much of nonsense happening in Punjab. The reality, Betty, is we cannot ensure you the visa. It is the visa officer. And remember, when you are applying together with your husband and children,
yes,
it is a high risk of visa refusal because you are applying for study visa, which is a temporary visa, and you have to show proof of ties to your home country.
Right, sir.
And family ties are the strongest ties. So when you are applying with your husband and with your children,
yes,
it is difficult to show ties to your home country. So it is very risky. In my case, it worked out because one, I had a established business and I had an extensive travel history. Me and my wife, we've traveled to over 30 countries.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so in your situation, it will be a lottery. You want to play a lottery, you have to understand the consequences and the risks. So if your visa is refused, you are you are staying back in India. So generally what we advise is we advise the primary applicant,
right, sir,
who is the student, to come to Canada, start their studies, and then apply for spouse open work permit, because it was this family reunification was a big problem during the COVID, but now we are getting the decisions in 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. Sir, we can apply their visa after, after getting the enrollment letter from college, or I can apply after getting my visa stamp?
So I've just explained you, Betty. So it is your choice. Agar aapko risk lena hai, to we can apply together. But remember, it will be a 50-50 lottery. Okay.
Right.
So
sir.
if you don't want to take the risk, you apply first. You get your study visa approval.
Right.
And then after you come here to Canada, start your studies, then apply for your family. Why? Because what is the requirement for spouse open work permit? For your dependents. The requirement is that the primary applicant, the principal applicant, should be a full-time student and should be actively pursuing full-time studies.
Right, sir.
So we had one, even after approval, you can apply. But we had one student who, very nice. He already has his PR now and living in Calgary. So he got his acceptance visa approved for Concordia University. And then he applied for his wife.
Right, sir.
So the visa officer refused the application. Later it was approved. They're already here, permanent residents in Canada. The visa officer refused, stating that though you have your study visa approved, you are not an actively pursuing studies, not an international student. As such, your spouse is not eligible for the International Mobility Program, SOWP, and refuse. Okay, these things happen. So again, it is your choice, Betty. If it is, it's always nice when you go together with the family, but again, you have to understand the consequences.
Right, sir.
Okay,
Right,
so
sir.
risk
Right.
see कटेगा हमारा काम है आपको एडवाइस करना.
Yes, sir.
Okay, कटेगा सर आपका, तो आप सोचो कैसा करना है.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then yeah. So good luck and be in touch with Satinder. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, then take care. Yeah, so I think next after Mahek, it is I think Shoaib joined, right? Shoaib or Anjali? Anjali?
Hey, Gautam, Shoaib this side.
Yes, sure.
Gautam, I just wanted to know regarding the H-1B workers who are allowed to work in the Canada, which was, discussed
Beta
yesterday.
B. So what is your status, Mahape? And how old are you?
I'm 31. Right now I'm in India. Actually, my H-1B is stuck under administrative processing. So
what is the requirement H1B KVA, right? What it says is just let me just open this link from the IRCC website.
Like, I just wanted to know, like, do we need to have a H-1B stamp in our passport, or just the petition approval is fine?
Let's look in.
Okay.
Okay, so this is basically what IRCC mentioned yesterday. There was a page. So this is basically what the update is here. Okay. So Shoaib, what it says is startup here. So the program will give, this is basically what we have. We don't really have a lot of update here.
Yeah.
Okay, so because it's such a new, announcement, new program coming in. So hopefully the next couple of, what it says is, it will give a work visa for you and for your families for 3 years. Right. You don't need a job offer. If your US visa is expiring, so do you have a current US visa, H1B visa? Yes or no? Like, do you have or no?
I mean, I have an approved petition, so it's like,
have you been to the US?
Yeah. So I have my I-797 approved.
No, but have you been to the US?
Yes.
What was your
like
status
not
in the
after
US?
My status was F1. I was a student.
Okay, nahi beta. So yahan pe you have to, you have to have the H1B. So unfortunately, again, let's wait for updates, but it might not really be an option. But again, end of this year, the government of Canada is giving a 5-year work permit to IT professionals.
Right.
So new program coming up end of the year.
You mean the Nomad?
No. This is the first one. So what I actually, you were not in the Zoom, I was doing it. So developing a new innovation stream under the International Mobility Program to attract highly talented individuals. Okay. So IRCC is going to, from the end of 23, by the end of 2023, so open work permit for up to 5 years for highly skilled workers in select demand occupations, which probably will be IT.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is going to be a big advantage for IT professionals as well. But again, I don't think in your situation, you have not been in the US on H1B. You're currently in India and you had applied for your H1B. It is approved, but you do not have the H1B visa. So it is only for those people who were in the US, who are in the US and their H1B visa is expired.
Okay. So my wife is in the US right now and she has her H1B approved, but she's working on STEM. But she is, she's having H1B approved. So will she be eligible, or she
when is it expiring?
I think 2026, maybe. Next 3 years.
Yes. Next year. So what does it say? We don't really have an update on that, but what IRCC says is that the work visa is expiring soon. Soon is we don't have an update. Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year? Is it 3 years? No
Okay.
update on that. Okay, so let's wait for update. Let me share our Instagram and our social media links. I will be posting as soon as we have an update from IFCC.
Sure.
I
I
will
do
be,
have your Instagram account. I'm following you.
yes, you're following, right? So there's also a WhatsApp group, sure.
Yeah,
So
I
very
do have.
interesting times. It is such an opportunity for all the H1B holders who are,
Correct.
you know, yes. Okay, so let's look into that.
Sure. And I mean, will there be any IELTS requirement for this program for the H1B, or I don't
think there's anything required.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm already getting so many calls from the US. One of my relatives and interesting, lots of things happening in the
Yeah.
US.
People in the US are like fed up with the immigration services of the US.
Exactly. And the problem is, people don't even understand and still keep on going.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, let's take it forward from there. Shoaib, good luck. I hope it works out. But again, even if it doesn't work out, Canada has a great opportunity. I know it's not the best situation, but in case none of the visa categories work for you, you can always come here, upgrade your skills with 8 months, right? One academic year is 8 months, and that will give you a post-study work permit.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I actually did my master's from the United States, and I mean, my case is like kind of complicated.
So is it one master's or two masters?
No, one master's itself.
One master's.
Actually, I was refused at the port of entry.
Oh my God. Recently, I think yesterday we had one student who was refused at the port of entry. He applied for Canada. He was 32 years old, and
Okay.
he was approved visa. Yes. So what happened? Why was your visa cancelled at the port of entry?
Like I was working on STEM OPT at that time. I was here in India for vacation. So I was traveling back and I was asked for my recent pay stub. I had all other pay stub, just my recent pay stub wasn't there because the day I was traveling was that same day my payroll was about to run. So they didn't give me any time. They just made me wait for like 8 hours, took my phone, laptop, everything. And they didn't let me even talk to my employer. And they just canceled my visa, told to withdraw my visa and sent me back. But then I returned back to India, spoke to my employer and even attorney. So they said that you can try reapplying for the same continuation of the visa, which I did. And in the visa interview, the officer said that my visa is approved. But then later on, after 1 week, I got an email that I should reappear for interview for submitting few documents. They rescheduled my interview March 17th, but 16th consulates got closed due to COVID. This is about 2020 March.
You are struggling your entire life for US. That is so sad. That is so sad. I
mean,
know.
and luckily I got this H1 in November 2021. Then I applied, went for the H1 interview, and then again they put me in administrative processing, and since 14 months I'm stuck under that.
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
update. Yeah, and yesterday was my F2 dependent visa interview. I got refused in that as well because of the incident happened at the port of entry. They're still digging in that same thing. I don't know why.
That is so sad. So, when you had this visa revoked, it is a pain. There will be some additional, investigations going on. So let's take it forward from there. I hope things will work out for you, Shoaib, and fingers crossed. But end of the day, remember, if you have good academics and good work experience and you have done nothing wrong, you still have opportunities here in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I've taken the alternate route. Even applied for Canada visit visa as well. It's been like a couple of weeks.
Why did you apply visit visa? It doesn't really
they are
mean.
even applying. They are even giving opportunities like we can convert it to work permit, right? Once you
Not
come.
really. Again, because Shoaib, see, the question is same. So you need an employer who has an LMIA. It is
Yes.
basically like an H1B approval, and there are so many lakhs of students here, graduates and immigrants coming in. Not many employers would actually go for an LMIA. The problem is now, if your visa is refused, given that you already have a US visa cancellation, it will be a big minus for you in your future, even if you decide to come on a study visa.
Oh, okay. So what do you suggest me in my case?
There is nothing to suggest as of now. Let's wait for your H1B. Okay.
Okay.
And for the update from IRCC, what is happening. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Good luck, Shoaib. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye. And copy this WhatsApp link. Wahan pe updates will post it.
Sure. I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sure. So, looking forward to what we are, I think next we have Bibik had been here a couple of times as well. Bibik, who is this? Bibik Khadka.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Hajur.
Namaste.
Your voice is not clear. Raj, is this Bibik is from Nepal?
Yes, sir. I am from Nepal.
Yeah. So,
morning, sir.
Morning, Raj. Is Bibik a prospective student or for the interview?
Prospective student plus his wife is here for interview.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
What is his wife's name? Okay, sure. Let me, Vivek, I have people out here. When I finish, I'll get back to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay. So, at the Anjali and Madhukar and Navya, one of you, please.
Anjali is his wife, sir.
Okay, Madhukar is his wife. So, Anjali and Navya, one of you, please.
Hi, Gautham Garu. I'm Navya from Hyderabad. Yes, I am trying to migrate to Canada through express entry. I carry an experience of 7 years, and my husband carries an experience of 9 years. We have 2 kids. When I thought to, so there is a clause that the age should be of 30. I am 31 now. So, what would you suggest on this? And I would like to know a few more details on this. So my brother Gokul, he's in Canada. My own sibling.
Gokul sister Aman, Gokul ikkada. Hello, Gokul.
Hi,
Gokul.
Gautham garu, ela unnaru? Chaala
Fine,
రోజులు.
Gokul. Long time. I think Sandeep might still remember you, right? Sandeep was applying for your process, or it's been a long time. 2007, 18, kada Gokul? You applied 18 or 19?
18.
18. No, I think you studied in Humber, and you came for a second program
Fanshawe
with
College.
us. Fanshawe College, kada? Okay, long time. That's nice to hear. So, see, Navya Manaku, me Tamadu unnadu kabatti neeku 15 additional points vastayamma, right?
Okay.
Because your brother is a permanent resident now. Gokul, you have your permanent resident status right now?
Yes, he has.
Yeah, అవునండి.
Yeah. So Gokul was from CIP, right? You applied through Hyderabad office or you contacted us here?
యాక్చువల్లీ లేదు, వేరే లాయర్ తో వెళ్ళాను అప్పుడు. మీరు
Okay, I remember. Okay, there was, sorry, what is your last name, Gokul?
అనుమాల.
Anumala, Gokul Anumala, we had one student who studied in Fanshawe and applied for a second program through CIP. But again, I don't, might be a coincidence. That is the reason I was thinking that you are one of my students. There was a person who I knew very well, Gokul Anumala, and he was one of our students. So, sure. So, Navya, what is your current job?
I am into digital marketing. Currently, I'm with Deloitte.
Digital marketing, and you are in Deloitte.
Deloitte, yes.
Wish you were in, Mhm. So digital marketing. And how about your husband? What is his profession?
He's into consulting.
IT or non-IT?
IT.
IT. So,
Yes.
and what is his age?
His age is 34.
He's 34. Okay, I was just thinking, see, for your situation, Navya, if you are the primary applicant, did you check your CRS score?
Honestly, I'm not aware of any of those.
Okay, so Canada has a point-based system, Amma. So let me just share you a link here. I'm not really a YouTuber here, but some instructional videos we do have. So let me just okay, so this is a video you can just check in. There are links there where you can check in your PR. Hello, friend. Course career PR. Okay, so this is so basically for you to get your PR. Okay, you need one, IELTS 8 or higher.
Okay.
That is the only way you could come here. What is your highest level of education, Navya?
Masters.
Masters in what?
Computer design. I am a mechanical student actually.
Mechanical student.
Yes.
Okay.
And my husband is into his highest is MBA. He's from IIT.
So in your situation, unless you score 8 or higher, you will not be around 480. But if you are unable to score, it will not work out with you as a primary applicant. Your husband is in IT, and Canada is giving an opportunity for IT professionals. A lot of updates coming in by the now, and also there's a new program coming in the end of the year. So yeah, and also we have this tech draws coming in. So if your husband, but again, it's going to be very difficult. But if your husband can score high in IELTS, and if he has maybe 460, 470, he might be lucky in getting the tech program. But other than that, there is no option. So Gokul, we have a point-based system. So if your primary sister is the primary applicant, she is losing points for her age. She has masters, she has bachelor's, but your PR status is compensating that. But she will need to score 8 or higher in IELTS. So that she is around 480 plus. Okay, unfortunately that is an option. PNP is not really an option because most PNPs require a employer support here, a valid job offer and employer support.
Okay.
Student kuda workout avadantara?
Student cheyach manam. I'm bachelor's percentage. What was your bachelor's percentage, Navya?
70.
Bachelor's percentage is 70. Good. So we work with York University. York University is one of the third largest universities here in Canada. And they have a very good program in digital and content marketing. I'll show you two institutions, right? One, let me just show you a short video of York University, or let me just show you the program first, and then I can get to the.
Sure.
Yeah, this is the program here in York University.
Okay.
York University has many good programs. So guys, if you are interested in York, in IT programs or business programs or accounting programs, York has great programs. So we work very closely with York University, and We have hundreds of students who graduated from York. So your professional programs, full-time programs, so they have a program in digital and content marketing. So this is for people like you who are have some industry experience but do not have a certificate in that. So
Okay.
you could do one, you could do this digital marketing program, or you can
Okay.
also do MBA program.
Is it a virtual program or live?
Virtual undadamma, you have to be physically
You have
present
to.
in Canada to be eligible for post-study work permit. It's not virtual.
Oh, sorry. No, because I have 2 kids, so I have to consider everything. That's what I was asking you.
There is no option, Amma. You have to come here, and I'll give
Okay.
you, if this is the first time, I'll give
Okay.
you a couple of links. So, yeah, you have to be here, and it's very difficult with children to manage. You have to go to the college like at least 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so this is our permanent Zoom link, and this is our WhatsApp group, Facebook group, and also for updates, follow our Facebook and Instagram. Okay.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, and also I will give you Akila Madam's number. Very nice lady. She's been with me since 2017 when I started my CIP Hyderabad office.
Okay.
I have offices in many countries, not just in India. We have offices in Eastern Europe, Brazil, Philippines, Nepal recently started, and we also have processing teams in Egypt and Philippines. And we have RCIC's Kolluri was asking me yesterday. So
Okay.
this is Akila Madam's number. Be in touch with her, but do some homework. Basic
Sure.
things, right?
Sure.
If you join the Facebook group, you will see
Okay.
a lot of updates happening there. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So Gokul,
So
unfortunately,
I
PR might be an option, but this study might be an option, but she will have to, it's going to be very difficult with 2 kids.
true, but if I can get 8 in IELTS, maybe that might work with Express. Correct?
Yes. So I shared you this YouTube video link. You have the links how to calculate your CRS score. Okay.
Okay.
So for all the people in India, please don't get scammed by these all silly agencies. There is Z-Axis or double interest or all these silly agencies out there. They will say, come on, pay 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees. We will create you an Express Entry profile. Canada has 100 different programs, PNP and Express Entry. You will go there in 6 months, 1 year. It's all nonsense. They will take this 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, because most of it is tied to a good profession and IELTS score. And nobody goes anywhere. 99% people, nobody goes anywhere, and your money is lost. So the first thing before you end up looking for all this is to please check your CRS score. So there is a YouTube link, and there is links from the IRCC website where you can check your CRS score. And then if you are around 470 to 480 plus, you can think about hiring a consultant to assist you with the process.
Sure, sir. Yeah. So would French be a add-on?
It is definitely so. Other than English, French also will give you up to 50 additional points. Huge opportunities now for French speakers.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, Nama, good luck. And Gokul, nice talking to you. Sorry, I was confused because I thought it was one of our students.
Yeah, actually స్టూడెంట్ గా అప్పుడు లైక్ మాట్లాడామండి. రమ్య తెలుసా మీకు? రమ్య శ్రీనిరెడ్డి, రామకృష్ణ
She is
రెడ్డి.
from Warangal and she was one of our students. Krishna was one of our students as well.
Yeah. సో వాళ్ళ ఫ్రెండ్ నేను అప్పుడు మాట్లాడాము మనము.
I remember. Yeah, might be. Yes. Happy to hear. I'm glad everything is. Krishna, I haven't heard him for a long time. Yeah, it's been. Navya, I think she. Yeah, I heard from her. That's good. I see you were in our Canada Telugu Network, and I am the founder of Canada Telugu Network. I started this association many years ago, and I'm currently the president, but I'm very busy with my job and a lot of silly politics when it comes to all this. So we stopped doing events, but we used to do a summer picnic for our Telugu, for our Telugu community every summer.
అవునండి. లైక్ చూసాను, లైక్ అప్డేట్స్ చూస్తూ ఉండే అప్పుడు.
Sure, Gokul. So good luck for you both, and we'll take it forward from there. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. So Anjali.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Namaste, Anjali. कैसे हो आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ, सर.
Yes, please, Anjali, tell me.
I can
She's
speak
here for an
English or
interview.
Hindi, sir.
Sorry, Raj.
May I speak in English or Hindi?
Raj.
She's here for an interview, sir.
Okay, you don't tell me, Raj, who it is.
Sorry.
I thought
I'll
it was
tell
one
you
of our applicants.